Hello beautiful book lovers. Today we're venturing into the enchanting world of LitJoy's special edition publications. If you're a fan of beautifully crafted books that are as much a treat for the eyes as they are for the mind, you're in for a real feast. LitJoy Crate's probably best known as a book box subscription, but maybe lesser known is that they have an online bookshop that also sells a wide selection of special editions to non-members, which still include all their fancy features like new illustrations and hidden cover designs, beautifully stenciled page edges and bonus content. This is perfect for collectors like me, since I like curating my own reading list and I can't be bothered with the hassle of reselling books that don't match my interests. Before we dive in, I want to give you a quick heads up that some of the books I'm discussing today were sent to me by the publisher for an honest review. Previously, high shipping costs to Australia have stopped me from buying these books to check them out, but I was so impressed by the ones I received that I ended up purchasing additional titles from LitJoy on my own dime. So, let's get into it. I'm starting here with LitJoy's Whimsy collection. This includes several charming children's classics, with covers that have been redesigned by Olga Burnett, an artist originally from Poland, who's known for her enchanting and nostalgic illustrations. Each volume in this series comes with a protective slipcase, stained page edges, a ribbon bookmark, and 5 internal illustrations. The page blocks are sewn, which helps to make these relatively robust, but if you are giving it to children, be aware that rough handling could damage the coated paper material of the cover. Another sweet treat that comes with LitJoy books is an illustrated card or postcard with some additional information about the book. You can use these as bookmarks or to build a lovely literary display on your wall or shelf. Here we're looking at LitJoy's classic edition of The Secret Garden. The book has a lovely nature-inspired cover, pink stained page edges, and a slipcase and end papers that feature motifs from the book, including a robin redbreast and a secret key. And these motifs can also be seen in delightful chapter headings throughout the book. While you enjoy looking through the book, I just wanted to mention how much I like the origin story of LitJoy. It was started by 2 women, Alex and Kelly, 2 full-time mums who connected through a neighbourhood book club. They wanted to create a sort of global book club in a box. It was one of those businesses that started with the 2 of them planning products during kids' nap times and packing up books in the kitchen after midnight. And the company's obviously grown significantly since then. As far as I'm aware, they've got more than 30 employees. They've got a massive warehouse instead of a kitchen table. But it was definitely born from true love of sharing books and reading with others. Another popular novel in the Whimsy collection is Anne of Green Gables. This time we've got lavender stained page edges and a design that captures the essence of Prince Edward Island, with a collection of items sure to delight feisty Anne, from cups of tea and afternoon cakes to bunches of carrots and pretty summer hats. The other 2 titles in this series are Little Women by Louisa May Alcott and A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Next, I'd like to showcase 2 of LitJoy's illustrated edition books, which blend classic literature with contemporary visual artistry. LitJoy's take on F. Scott Fitzgerald's text, The Great Gatsby, is particularly gorgeous. Commonly studied in high school, Gatsby is set in jazz-age New York, and it tells the tragic story of Jay Gatsby, a self-made millionaire, and his pursuit of Daisy, a wealthy young woman he loved in his youth, both of whom are pictured on the cover. But before you even start reading, you can see that the slipcase design by Tim Barreen channels the Roaring Twenties with gold foiling, geometric patterns, and lots of key motifs from the book, including the green light that represents the American dream, the omniscient eyes of Dr. Ehigbor watching over the social decay, symbolised by the parties and the glasses of alcohol. The end papers feature a custom Art Deco design, and the page edges are appropriately brightly gilded. There are 5 full-page illustrations by Julie Dillon, and this edition also includes a ribbon bookmark and high-quality cream paper that gives it a lovely luxurious feel. They release quite a few of these special editions and they can sell out really quickly, so it's worth pre-ordering if there's a title you really want. They've got new titles coming up all the time. I just checked this morning before publishing this video, and there's a beautifully embossed new volume in the Fablehaven series by Brandon Mull that's just come out. A truly stunning looking annotated edition of Shadow and Bone available for pre-order, along with beautiful editions of the Vampire Academy and the Grishaverse books. So I definitely recommend checking out what they have available on a regular basis. Another of their very pretty illustrated editions is Stardust by Neil Gaiman. Stardust's a sweet fantasy novel that follows a young man's quest to retrieve a fallen star for his beloved. This edition features a new silver-foiled cover design, sparkling like Stardust, of course, designed by Andrew Davis and illustrated location end papers. Custom stenciled page edges, tip-in illustrations and in-text illustrations are also throughout the book by Monsi Rubio. I'm going to add another aside here while I flick through this title to mention that LitJoy do also have a membership option called Lunicorns. I'm not a member, but from what I've read, they have an active private Facebook group where you can chat about your favourite book fandom. You can get exclusive previews and special discounts, and there's a members-only store. But if anyone who's watching this video is a member and knows the origin story of the name Lunicorns, please do share in the comments below. I'm really interested. I just wanted to highlight this cute section here where you can follow Tristan's silver chain across several pages to get to the page where he meets the star, which has a translucent glittering cover over it. It's this attention to detail, like making sure the illustrations accompany the appropriate section of the text, experimenting with page textures and types, that really adds to the reading experience, and in my opinion contributes to lifting the LitJoy editions above books I've had from other publishers in this space. Many of LitJoy's contemporary literature offerings focus on diverse voices and innovative storytelling techniques, and a lot of these are released in their quarterly book box subscriptions. These include items curated particularly for fans of young adult and magical reading. But as I mentioned earlier, you can also check out many of their special editions by purchasing them directly from their store. These special edition books typically have new covers, designed page edges, and often bonus content. Forged by Blood by Ehigbor Okosun, that you see here, is the first in a duology inspired by Nigerian folklore. LitJoy's edition is signed by the author with a bold cover design and stenciled page edges and hidden case wrap that feature African art-inspired artwork by Fen Inkwright, along with the end papers that show character and setting art by Grace Zhu. If you love books based on myths and legends, Forged by Blood draws on several elements from West African mythology, particularly focusing on the Yoruba traditions. Although the story is based in a fictional world, the myth of blood magic resonates with the concept of Ace, a spiritual life force in Yoruba belief, which is thought to flow through individuals and can be harnessed for good or ill. The magical system and spiritual figures also draw from stories about the Orishas, powerful deities in the Yoruba religion. Okosun enriches this fantasy by weaving themes of colonialism, resistance and identity into the fabric of the narrative, exploring the ways in which power and heritage shape a person's destiny. Queen of Days by Greta Kelly is a magical heist fantasy novel that also draws on mythological underpinnings, as in this case the protagonist Emery becomes the vessel for the reincarnated soul of an ancient Norse goddess. The interplay of divine manipulation and human agency adds depth to the narrative, as Emery's journey reflects the tension between free will and predestination often found in Norse sagas. I'm a big fan of thieves and rogues in novels, and Kelly does a lovely job of bringing the found family trope to life. The charming vintage-inspired cover and sprayed edges are also by Fen Inkwright, and once again we've got a hidden case wrap design. The illustrated end papers for this book are by Laura Sava, and it comes with a letter from the author bound in at the front. Now, I mentioned earlier that I've also purchased a couple of titles, and one that just arrived is this lovely illustrated edition of Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. Long-time watchers will know that I collect interesting Alice books, and this edition sold out rather quickly when they first released it, so I'm super happy to see they've done a reprint, and it's just as delightful as I'd hoped. The book does include the full unabridged Alice's Adventures in Wonderland story. It's printed on surprisingly thick cardstock pages, and it includes 4 multi-page illustrated die-cut spreads. There's also 13 large full-page art pieces, as well as chapter headings throughout the book. There's a tea party pop-up spread in the middle with movable parts, and the first 500 printings were apparently signed by the illustrator Rosie Fowinkle. The artwork is rich in detail and vibrantly coloured, and the die-cut sections bring a fresh perspective to classic scenes by adding a fun three-dimensional effect. By creating playful layers, this allows light to filter through the images, and it invites readers to dive deeper into the fantastical world of Wonderland. As you can see here, the pop-up spread's pretty tight, and mine actually arrived disconnected from the page on one side. But I've since glued it back in and it seems fine. But this is an issue to be aware of given the size and weight of the book if you're thinking of giving it to children. Otherwise, there's been lots of care in the publication and design taken with the spine to allow enough space to open the rest of the pages out flat when you're reading it. So there you have it, folks. 7 stunning special editions from LitJoy that are sure to make any bookshelf more beautiful. Whether you're a collector, a fan of these stories, or just someone who appreciates a well-crafted book, these editions are sure to impress, so you should definitely check them out. Are you already a collector of this publisher, or did any of these titles catch your eye? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more bookish content. Until next time, bye!